Hello again, this is the third video regarding F14, Foundations 14, that we're having at the end of October, the last week in October, Monday to Friday. Right, well, I did say quite a lot last week, so it's a matter of trying to fill in a few gaps this week. To be quite honest, when we first advertised it, must have been like a couple of months ago, after F13, there was a nice little flurry of bookings, particularly those who were, I suppose, very affected in a big way by F13 and very excited about the idea of carrying on from the success. That was all to the well and to the good, but since then there's been hardly any movement at all. I know, as usual, people wait to the last minute, and I expect many will still do that. But if you really want to be a part of this conference in a way that is unusual, in that, you know, when you normally go to a conference, you sign up, you get a few emails, and then you turn up. And you don't get very much interaction before then. Those of you who know Foundations, we do tend to sort of have a bit of to and froing before a conference, but probably more so this time. If you are wanting to do this, if you're wanting to be really a part of this conference, in a sense of actually taking part, not just turning up, then book early. I like book now. Yeah, don't mess about, because we just don't like the idea. We want to move away from the idea of just, you know, we talk, you listen, you know, clergy to laity, one way, no interaction. As I said last week, we're using lots of techniques to make it a lot more interactive, a lot more inclusive, and a lot more immersive. But for that to work, we'd like to have a list of people who are coming who do have testimonies that are relevant to the subject being unity, and or when Christians disagree. We're looking at people who are willing maybe to talk for 5 minutes on blockages they may have had in the past, that stop them from moving on, particularly in the area of conflict with other Christians, conflict perhaps even with God, things that have got in the way. And we want to cover these things, and how better to cover a subject than to have real live examples. And it's okay for us to sort of say, yeah, we know someone who blah 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 blah. It's a lot easier to have that person actually, you know, giving the story firsthand. So, you know, we're happy for you to, you know, indulge in this and get in touch with us once you've booked, and we'll keep coming to and froing with you. Also singing, you know, we're yet to really talk about worship, and there are quite a few options, but one option which I think is quite nice, because I've seen it in action, and that is to focus on one person singing in their lounge living room to the Lord themselves, but we're listening. That person would be totally enwrapped in worshipping the Lord, and we're just a part of it, and we'll take part in it, you know, without all the razzmatazz that we normally get with worship. I've seen it in action a couple of times in our own fellowship. I won't mention who, because this person I haven't contacted yet, but I'd very much love this person to be a part of this. And there's others that I've heard, or there's at least one other that I heard this week that could easily fit into that category. We really, truly want this to be a conference where we can all be with each other, and that there's no hierarchies. In fact, those of us who consider ourselves teachers or leaders, we're going to have the hardest journey, the most painful journey. I mean, mine's already started, and there's plenty I've got to work through before the conference. And to anyone that is contributing in a big way, there are going to have to be things that they're going to have to think about beforehand, because if we're going to talk about unity, we need to be unified in every possible way, and even in ways that we're not aware of, there can be disunity, and makes it exciting, makes it frightening. So anyway, I think I've waffled enough. Be plenty more to talk about next week, but if this excites you, then go to the website, foundationsconferences.com, and book now, because this is going to be a life changer. Bye.